Hola. How we feeling? Char. Man, that's old school Jinxie. I didn't like. The oil account, not oil, the gold account just keeps ripping. It's like, no, there's no way to stop it. Get ready for short. I feel like you've probably been saying that for months. Or years, maybe years. Short. Or you can just have AI trade for you and not have to worry about when to go short or not. Hola. Welcome back. I think today we just going to play. Have some fun. A little later in the day. Let's see it in action. So there's actually some things I was looking at last night. There's a lot of fun things that we could do. I was looking at some crude oil strategies. Hey, here we go. Oh, hello there. Hey, the Euro trade's doing good. The Euro trade's doing good. I think we have a good Euro trade going on the live account as well. Up 78. That's been back and forth though. But on the Forex account, getting a pretty massive move on the Euro right now. This was all automatically entered too, which is crazy. I still can't. I've been having an auto trade for months now, and it's still hard to believe. No Spanish. Sorry, brother. I wish I could give you the Espanol. That's probably the only language I do know more of. Everything else is garbanzo. What's your P&L with the AI? This account here that's been trading gold is up like $6,000 in less than a month, which is a little crazy. This trade hasn't closed yet, so this for closed trades 5,400, but obviously $7,000 if you were to add that closed trade there, which has been nuts. I mean, gold's been going crazy. We discovered yesterday that the strategy on here that's trading gold, it has actually outperformed gold's overall moves so far. What's up, Doberman? Does it need to run on VPS for automation? No. You just use webhooks from either the website or from TradingView. I think it's super important to look at it on TradingView, especially if market changes, because like the Euro's market has changed. The volatility is much greater, so it is very, very good to go through and double check, especially when you see these massive moves like this. You want to double check some of the strats. But you guys remember a while back? Do you remember a while back on a stream, we had this 96% win rate on crude oil? So this is actually interesting. I was looking at this one last night. We're going to pull something up here. There's certain things that you can do with these strategies to make them even better. Like, I wonder if I can, I'm going to do something else really quick. Let me log out of this over here. Let's create another account. I'm going to create another account. I'm doing something real quick. 1 second. Win rate is rubbish. You are correct. The best strategies we have seen have been like 50% win rates. Not the 100%. But the 100% ones are quite interesting to look at. They're very interesting to look at. So, I want to see if I create a new GPT account. And we'll pull this up in a minute on TradingView. But we actually, this strategy here, the 51% win rate on gold, 2.74 profit factor, average trade of 2.1 thousand. It's almost a full 3 profit factor, has been the best performing one that we've had automated so far. It is up a little over, almost $7,000 in about a month. It's very impressive. I don't even know how else to say it. Appreciate that, Eddie. So that is the thing I was going to touch on here with prop firms. Okay, so this is something quite interesting that I was thinking about with utilizing a quote-unquote 100% win rate. You know, because technically it's like the 100% win rate strategies open up decent open trade drawdowns. But there is ways, if you can catch, like we talked about before, if you can catch a streak, you could have a really successful time with finding high win rate strategies for props specifically. I wouldn't recommend utilizing this outside of prop, like live accounts, unless you dumb down the risk majorly, which we might do. But for prop firms, they want consistency. Right? They want consistency. They don't like, the only thing about Apex is they have the live drawdown. They don't do EOD drawdown. So that is the only one that's a little bit of a worry. But if you were to do any other prop firms that allow end of day drawdown, this could be okay. At the same time, though, most of the 100% win rate or 90+% win rate ones close at a new account high. So it should be okay with Apex or any of them that don't have end-of-day drawdowns. But let's go ahead and copy this one over because it's very interesting for the prop firm space, because the nice part about the prop firm space is that you open up your risk to reward, your R over R to the cost of the prop account. It comes down to cost versus how trades do, right? So that's why you see a lot of people arbitrage prop accounts and stuff. But for something like this, where you can find an automated strategy that streaks, can be successful if it hits a streak. But if you let it, same with anything, if you stack the odds to where the streak lines up with how many accounts you purchase, it could be fine. It could be a really fun experiment. But here, let me show you real quick here on, we need the signals and overlays back tester, which is this one. It is very interesting. Are you going to just play with me here? Or are you going to let me reset this? Okay, there we go. It is very, very interesting. So let's bring this up because this actually performed better than it said on here. Back tester and oscillator matrix. So what we're doing is we're just copying this strategy. We're pulling it over to TradingView to do a little bit more analysis on how the strategy has performed. So we're bringing it from here, which is the 96%, into TradingView to see how this has done more recently. So here you go. So this is how this is done since October. And we could push this out further if we wanted. But you'll notice the max equity drawdown is $3,500. Now, that for majority of prop accounts would fail if trading minis. If we were to have this trade micros, the nice part is we would only have to have it trade 3 micros. So it'll be around $1,000 max equity drawdown. About a little over 1,000. So that would actually line up nicely because this is 11,000. If it's trading 1 micro, it's $1,100. 2 micros, right? $2,200. 3 micro, a little bit more than 20. But again, you have to hit the 3K mark, right? And that would be from October, right? But if we go into the more details of what we see down here with the drawdowns of this strategy specifically, between its biggest drawdowns, which was 2,500 here in a live open drawdown, the next one was 980, 1,000, 670. These are all within range of any classic prop account. The next largest one was this one, which was 1,900, which a lot of 50K accounts is 2,000. Some of them are 2,500. So that one could be safe there as well. And then you have this one here, which is the $3,500 drawdown. So going into, let's say, passing an eval, you could apply more risk before you get into the actual funded account. You wouldn't have had to suffer any drawdown or any rule breaking for, let's see, this is trade 20 to trade 47. So you would have had roughly 26 trades where you could have accumulated enough to pass that account without having to suffer the biggest drawdowns that it had. Now that, again, it comes down to if you hit one of those streaks. Now, obviously, if you're doing evals here, this one here, you could have withheld 2 contracts on that. Roughly 2. That would have been a little close. 670 there, 990. So 2 contracts could have even saved your butt there. And this actually being 1 contract, you're looking at around, the average winning trade. We can look at that here. Scroll down here. Winning trades 50, average winning trade is sitting around $246. So if you had 2 contracts, $500, right? You're looking at 6 trades you would need to pass. So in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You would have been just fine. If you did it again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just fine. Did it again, 1, 2, 3. That one would have been close there. And also, if you're really risky, you can up that as well. I'm not looking at the chat right now. Sorry, I'm just putting through my thoughts on if you were to trade a strategy like this with prop firms. The other thing is you could do, really high risk and then see if you could pass it without hitting any crazy drawdown. That's possible as well. Like at 1 or 2 trades, you could go really crazy, go 5 contracts or something. Depends on the cost. It all depends on the cost of the prop firm. So from here, we have a nice streak. Once you're in the funded, though, you could just lower the risk entirely. This could trade micros, and then we could just let it run. And especially if we have 6 or so, like you guys like to do, 20 Apex funded accounts. If you had 20 Apex funded accounts on this, right, and you just let it trade 1 micro contract, your highest drawdown since October would have been $358. Your profit on each account would have been over $1,000 or $1,100. So that times 20, I think you can do the math. A lot of money. So these strategies can be very capable in prop firm hands, which is the nicest part. Now, if we were to expand the range, right, let's do 365. This should pull that up. Actually, hold on. This was October. Let's do a full year of this and see where it was. And then that's when we can play with the strategy a little more. Apex allows automation. A lot of funded accounts allow automation, so you would not be denied. Apex maybe they can be a little finicky. Apex definitely because they don't do actual funded. Apex would be the only worry. Would be the only one. But if you actually go to Traders Post, what we set up our strategies through. And so if you go to brokers and connect broker, all of these props accept automated trading. So FYI. But again, it's their firm. They can do whatever they want. If you made 20K off automation, didn't do jack squat, they could be like, oh, you in the fine print. So now, in this case, though, let's what do we say? Oh yeah, I need to bring this back. I'm gonna answer some questions in a second, guys. Just bear with me here. I'm just thinking through the processes of a strategy like this that could work. We're gonna look at it at an 365 and see how it did in the past year once it updates, and see where the streak would have started if it was from the early 2025. I think it might have. I think we may be in the streak right now. It could have. It's probably going to be. Oh no. Okay. All right. So this is fine. The largest drawdown though was 8,300. But like we said already, it doesn't really matter at first, right? When you're trying to get an eval pass, you need 1 or 2 or 3 days in a row of only low open trade drawdowns, right? Only low open trade drawdowns. Once you get into that funded side, you can drop your risk. If this were to trade 1 micro since the beginning of 2025, your largest drawdown would have been $8,300, and then your end profit for the year would have been around $3,800. So you would have been okay. You would have been just fine. $8,300 isn't going to fail any account. Or sorry, $830 isn't going to fail an account. If that was trading 1 micro. But again, if you multiply that by a bunch of accounts, this is why these specific strategies are the ones that I would recommend trying out, because you have a hidden edge with prop firms, and that's the cost of that firm. You're not risking as much money. So you can withstand failing a few until one's funded and then let it run. But these strategies are very interesting. So where did I get this strategy? Well, I did get it from the LuxAlgo AI at luxalgo.com/chat. From here, I replicated it onto TradingView so I could do a little bit further back testing, because this only had it till October. Now, you'll actually notice here it's showing a bigger loss here than it is on TradingView, which is even nicer. So if you notice a discrepancy, because again, this is futures data. So futures data is calculated differently on most platforms because they're expiring contracts. So if you have a better curve out of TradingView or a better curve out of the LuxAlgo AI, you can send your alerts for automation from either site, which is really nice. So yeah, we might actually set up a sequence of prop accounts and see if we can get these to trade, pass, and then withhold those things. The other thing you can do, what's the ID on that strategy? I've shared it before, but here you go, Brad. I got you. There's the strategy ID. I posted on the YouTube. The other thing you can do, this is clearly overfit, guys. It's not gonna pull up on TradingView at all. It's overfitted. Hold on. Let me get on the phone with TradingView real quick. Hey, can you overfit? Hold on. Hey, TradingView, can you overfit this chart for me real quick? Yeah, the one on CL. Yeah, the CL strategy that went from January 23rd, 25 to 23rd, 20. Yeah, that one. Can you overfit that one? The strategy ID is CL5 long equal confirmation normal, short confirmation normal, exit confirmation as well. Okay. Yeah, thank you. All right. 150 trades overfitted, please. Yes. Okay. Thanks. Sorry. All right. Important business call. You heard that? Sorry. I didn't mean to share my secret. Anyway. Let's continue the discussion. Now, there's other things too, by the way. No, this is another thing you can notice. You can start when you're looking to, let's say, further analyze strategies from the LuxAlgo AI, right? This one utilizes, obviously, the signals and overlays or whatever, the oscillator. Matrix. Oh, man. Bring that oscillator up. So when we're further analyzing a strategy, what I'm going to do right now is actually remove this real quickly. Actually, I'm going to take off the signals real quick. Or does it use signals? Hold on. Let me double check. Oh, it doesn't matter for some reason. That one. All right. I'm going to take off these signals here so they're not too distracting. So this is what I also like to do when you're looking at strategies to maybe understand and decrease drawdown a little bit, right? So notice here, scripted short, it closed that trade after, let's see, 22:05 to 1:30. So it was only a few hours, wasn't even that. It was like an hour. Here, notice the drawdown has to do with the time. Look how much time this drawdown has had in this current open trade. So this has had the most drawdown, and it didn't exit that trade right away for take profit. Notice this one that exited pretty quickly, right? This one here took the trade, it hit that trend, exited very quickly. Took the trade, exited pretty quickly, within an hour or two. Here, took a little bit, but exited pretty quickly. Didn't take that long. Let's go to the recent longest drawdown. Here you go. This one's a big drawdown. This one here was probably this one right here. It was the 3,500 draw, the biggest one we had, roughly. This one here, look. See how much time it took. So those of you that don't know this, to further refine strategies, if you take it from the AI, you bring it in here to further refine strategies. Once you have the strategy replicated on TradingView and you look at it, if it'll pull up. Once you have this, okay. What I can do is I can click, hold on. I'll go to list of trades. Go to list of trades. You can actually download the data of all the trades, right, as a CSV. And what you can do is you can actually, there's two things you could do. You could pull it into the AI here because it does use GPT-5. Or if I was you, I would just pull it into ChatGPT yourself. You could pull it in here and you can say, let me just bring this over. I can bring it in here and say, give me the average trade time for losses and average versus winners. Let's see if I made a free account. Let's see if it works on a free account. I can bring in all that trade data, and you should be able to do it within the LuxAlgo AI as well. But if you want to, obviously, a separate one, you can do that here. So we can start to break down the trades a little bit as well. Let me ask it here as well. Let's see. We'll compete. They're both the same. So the winners is about a day. Look, the losers a way difference, about 3 days. Okay. So if I were to close any losing trades after 24 hours, how much, I could ask, how much would that change my profit? I can ask here as well. So here you go. And then I'm going to ask the same thing here. Let's see the differences here. So we know now that the average trade time for winners is less than a day. So in 24 hours in this case here, let's just say if it was 24 hours, it would have been 740 on the 12th. We're looking at 740 on the 13th, which was here, roughly right here. Look at the drawdown difference here. Max drawdown. So we're saving ourselves $171 in drawdown. Now that's live drawdown. Obviously the close wasn't till here. So in some cases, it could be okay. But if that's going to save your account by taking that loss, it could be worth taking that loss. So here's the adjusted net improvements. You're looking at $6,000. Let's see what this said. Upper bound to calculate how much strategy total loss cover. Yes. Let's do this. You can have the conversation with either, but you can export that trade data. You can start really breaking it down on understanding what maybe you should do. So maybe within 12 hours, let me see if I can add a really good breakdown of it. Losses from trades held more than 24 hours. And on this one specifically, it was $2,300. So your net improvement would be 23. Now, that's not entirely the case because it can't exactly give you the information without giving it the price of CL, right? But you would be saving roughly, $1.71 on this trade in drawdown. We don't know the full calculation because we don't know what the loss would be on this exit if it were to be up here for the actual drawdown. But we can roughly get an estimate of how much you may save per strategy by just exporting the trade data and having that conversation. You can bring it into the LuxAlgo AI or have that conversation here as well. But there's a lot more steps you can take to help break down and understand what maybe you could do to fix strategies, make them a little bit better. So this one since January 27th has had some fantastic streaks. So it could be worth trying out again and this is why I say like those specific strategies are better off on prop firms unless you're going to really kill the risk. So like this one now, we're looking at it entered that short at 340. And it has been roughly, 12 hours. We're pretty close. So, after a 12-hour period, that's another analysis we could do. We could see if it was if 12 hours would save us as well. But you don't even necessarily have to touch it if you don't want to in that case when it comes to potentially prop firm trading because you're just looking for multiple days or multiple wins and guaranteeing a win technically. But we know that the average winning time is less than a day. So that definitely helps for sure. Majority of strategies that you build are going to fail if you did all time from $17.99. There are ways that you can add extra parameters to make it function, but you have to understand the volume difference between then and now. Because of this type of technology, being able to pull strategies that are profitable in current market conditions, you don't necessarily need it to be working from the 2000s or whatever, because the market is continuously changing. So as long as you can, in my opinion, find one that has been functioning for roughly 365 days and the volatility aligns, because the market is changing so much, there's no concern to it working from the 2000s or the 70s or whatever you want to say, because it's just depends on how the current volatility is working. So, and I would say a good backtest point is you can maybe go 2 years out, see how it's done, and then when you go to the daily time frame, compare volatility from that time period, from 23 to where we are now. Because notice, especially on CL here, if I were to look at the difference, we have in this market from April of last year, before we had that big dump, we haven't really moved much, hasn't trended very much. It's been pretty much jumping between 52 and 70. That 70 was a high. We could even say it had been 65. But then back here in 2023, it was trending more. So any strategies that are working now in a ranging market wouldn't be working in a trending market, right? So that's the lovely thing about having an AI that can return strategies that are working in this market, because we know right now that the market is ranging on oil. So we can find any strategies that are working in this market. And then once we start to see them underperform, and then we start to see the price action shift a little bit, we can be patient and then switch up that strategy. So a good rule of thumb as well was the euro, like we discussed, was we had very low volatility for quite a while here. As you can see, nice moves. It took, from November to end of December for this 2% move. And just recently, we've had a massive increase in volatility, right? So this made this move in, 5 days versus a full month. So with that volatility increase, we, as of now, would probably turn off a strategy that maybe was functioning in the previous volatility, because the price action has changed dramatically. So there are many strategies, though. You can find, if you go about searching strategies, you can look at ones that are not 5-minute strategies. So I can go and actually find ones here. I can show you on. Actually, I think I do have one on CL. No. Let's go to maybe ES. I gotta find. So that's the nice part, is being able to get ones that either are working in today's market. I'm a 5-minute fiend. Hold on. Or you can get 15-minute or 60-minute. If we go to, I think, was it gold then? Yeah, here's gold. Let me go a different one. You can find 60-minute strategies. Like this one was since 2022, so it's withheld that price action since 22. No problem. Nice trend on that one. We would want to make sure it outperforms. This one since 22 as well. Great average winning trade there. And this was on the 60-minute. So depending on what you're truly looking for, there are strategies for that. If you want ones that have been working over time, further back testing, you can, in my opinion, use ones that are at the hour chart or the 15-minute chart. Those would be working in a longer data span. But you can also, when you bring a strategy over, yes, we made the sessions indicator. When you bring a strategy over, we can go about its performance as well and tweak it a little bit if we want within the TradingView backtester. So within the Signals and Overlays backtester, we could then, if for some reason we're not seeing the performance we want, we could change up how it defines a loss. We could add trailing stops, right? We could add ATR-based stops or ATR-based take profits, trailing stops there. We can add all that in, and we can tweak it as much as we want until we discover figure out the best way to go about it. But like I said already, is if we have one that's been working since the beginning of last year on this price action, and we go to the daily here, and we look to the beginning of last year, which was, and we had that crazy volatility too. April 25th. I mean, this thing is, here we go. Just roughly here when it started to enter this 70s to 50s area. Then as of now, we haven't really hit any stride that makes sense for it to not continue to work. So you'll usually notice it's very clear. So like I said with that euro there, with the euro strategy, makes a lot of sense. But yeah, there's hundreds of ways that you can change up how you might go about having a strategy trade. All right, back to the chat. Once we purchase the annual ultimate plan, is there any additional cost, fees, or building each strategy? Usage of AI. It's kind of hard to use it all up. I would say there is a limit, of course, but it's very hard. A lot of things are going to change though this year. So there's going to be we're continuously working on this AI. So there's going to be a lot of cool updates coming where you can. And I can't wait for that because we'll end up discovering way better strategies. Hopefully by the end of this quarter we'll have that update launched. But like the overall way we'll be able to find strategies here soon is going to be way better in my opinion. So it's going to be pretty cool to see where we're at. And that's why right now I always recommend, like, not to shill, but getting it with the 50% off by the 31st because of the updates we got coming. So I mean, you're pretty much like, this is what's crazy. The premium's $311 with the discount for the year, and then the ultimate's $360. Like it's $50 more just to get the yearly. Like, this is an insanely discounted price. But you know, you'll have full access to all the updates and stuff when they come out. And this one gives you everything the premium does plus the AI. So there's a lot of things coming to it that are just going to make it 10 times better to. Oh wait, what was that alert? Bitcoin. To make it better. It's going to be pretty cool. So otherwise you can just wait till you see the update if it's not fully your cup of tea yet, which is 100% okay. Don't matter to me. What am I telling you? Yeah, I'll do this. Is that the right one? Excuse me. There we go. Hold on 1 second, my friends. How's the Wanda doing? Nice. She's ripping. 80 cent. Nice. What was that trade? That trade was a long signal. All right, so back to this. Right now, let me go to the last 30 days. Obviously in a drawdown right now, $1,300 on a single contract. The peak it had was $2,000 in the last 30 days. So what I was saying earlier is another fun thing you can do is we can play around with the placeholders a little bit here. So we can, if you go to LuxAlgo.com, you go to resources and the docs for further development. We can actually go into alert scripting, and we can go into. Actually, hold on 1 second. Yeah, let's do alert scripting. We can go to alert scripting, and then you can go to placeholders here. And then these are all the things that you can add to that code that we copy over from the AI to refine the strategy a little bit. So we know that this, it seems that it hits these drawdowns right? When it's in a potentially bigger trend, right? So what we can do is we could update the way the strategy operates based on the signals and overlays dashboard here. See how it says ranging right now because this is chopping like this. So maybe it performs better when it's ranging. So if I want to add that, I can actually to the backtester script off of this scripted strategy area. So I can go back to the placeholders, and on signals and overlays placeholders, there's one down here called, let's go down here, trend strength trending versus ranging. So I could copy this, and then I could bring it in. So when it identifies that it's in a range, I could put and this, and this. So now when this is in a range, we can see if that's changed at all for trade taking. You can see that trade there adjusted a little bit. So this one's a little bit less on the P&L, so it's not as good if we were to add that for the trend ranging. But what we can do now is we can say, okay, maybe it does better with the trend ranging. Maybe we want it to identify when the trend is when it's trending. Place that in there. This is where we can start playing a bunch, and then double take the P&L and then the drawdown. So here you go. Now we're looking a little bit better. Notice it didn't take this trade here. It did not take this trade here, so it wouldn't be in a drawdown right now. But let's see how I did in the last. That was the last 90 days, I think. The last 90 days, though, without that. Right, we get a smaller drawdown. Without this, though, as of now, that's 5,400. Nice smaller drawdown though. If I were to just add that would have been in that trade. We'll see the P&L will go up $7,700. Yesterday it was at $9,000. So it would have hit a peak of $9,000 before today when it had this drawdown. So it would have been double with only $1,000 more in drawdown. And so, that comes down to, yourself. Do you want... But let's look at this at a further range. Maybe this gives us a better look on a bigger scale. I do for the year. It resets per month, market strike, yes. There we go. So notice this drawdown is actually less, but the P&L is $10,000 less as well. So remember we were at roughly, was it 38 or 30? Let's look at the difference. So we did get a lower drawdown, which is good. $2K in profit with a $5,600 if we traded micros, which is good for the largest drawdown. So there you go. Yeah, it was about $10K difference, but you get a $300 difference, or $3,000 for minis, $300 for micro difference on the max equity drawdown. So there's things that you can add to the alert scripting through the placeholders to kind of help you, go through the process of figuring out potentially the additions to strategies to refine how you would want the strategy to potentially perform. Now we got this down to 5,600. Now, this was what I was messing with last night. There's other things we can go about. We can get super complex. You can add any of these across any of the toolkits. There was one that I added to it yesterday, and let me think here what it was that brought it down a little more. If you want to get access to this AI and being able to bring these strategies over to TradingView, you can at luxalgo.com/chat. It's at the top of the page as well. Or it's in the description of the YouTube channel and in the bio of our TikTok channel if you want to go check that out. So from here, if we want to continue to refine this, which this is a pretty good one, because if you had this trade 1 micro all last year, like I said, you're looking at $2,000. If you had it in a funded account, your max drawdown was $5,600. So you actually could have had it trade 2 micros, and you would have been about $4K in profit. You could have had it trade more than 2 micros. You could have had it trade 3 micros, and you still wouldn't have hit that max drawdown. A lot of them are about $2,000. So you would have been looking actually very nice for a decent payout by the end of the year. But let me see here. So if we wanted to go about changing it up a little more, let me look at the placeholders again. That kind of adjusted it slightly. Bullish contrarian. We can read these as well and make sure. And you can create the most insane customization on these strategies as you want. That's the beauty of what our developers did, man. They're just wicked smart on these things. We have the hyperwave already in that. There's a hyperwave money, or the money flows above 50 for longs. So maybe we do hyperwave crosses over 50. Let's try this. For longs, we want the hyperwave then cross over 50. So for its entry, it's when it crosses over 50 there, and then crosses under for shorts. Then crosses under. So essentially what this is saying is when this little midline here crosses under after the money flow's red, money flow turns red, and then when it crosses under. So like if this turned red here and this was already down here, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't trigger yet. It would say, okay, we're almost good to go until we cross under. So that's going to be your entry signal there. Let's see what that does. So that actually... Okay, so that's actually it. That kept the P&L and brought this down $1,300 in drawdown. Remember the previous drawdown there was $8,300 for this same P&L. This actually gave us a little bit more. I think it was at $30K. You're obviously, hold on, I'm getting a call from TradingView real quick. Yeah, Yeah, we're overfitting the chart. Yeah, can you overfit the crude oil one really quickly? Yeah, can you overfit that one? Yeah, thanks. Yeah, just real fast, just because they're talking. They just think it's overfitted, so I might as well just tell you to overfit it. Yeah, take the CL1 with the confirmation normal trend catcher money flow above 50. Overfit that one for the last year for me. Okay, thanks. See ya. Okay, overfitting complete. Now, that was quite interesting getting this down at 1,300. Let me see. I don't know. I mean, that's the best I've seen so far. We had that one at 5,000 max equity, but it was at 20K. So this is getting a little bit. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. Take a screenshot of it because I want to make sure we have it. All right, now, you know what? Let's go back to not entire history. That takes forever to load. Let's see if this made it through 24. Because I'm curious. I don't think I did this one going through 24. But remember what we said before. The market in 24 was way different than the market in 25. So that's why, like, you're better off finding ones that have performed in the previous year's market than the one that has performed since 24, because of the AI allowing you to find strategies in real time that are performing in the current market. So you get an extra edge there. I'm curious though on this one because I don't think I've looked at this one with that new filter since 24. So we'll see when the streak started. or if it keeps going. Let's see. So this streak started in January 13th. So it's crazy how different the market changes over time. So again, that's why I said before. So it started a little bit. December had that one drawdown. It's interesting it had that one. So now I'm kind of curious on why it had that one there, because it was just one loss there. But if you would have started your prop accounts from the beginning of 25, your biggest drawdown there, that is such an interesting drawdown. Because it would have been from there on that one, it would have actually been from the July of 24. Interesting. But if we go back on the daily for crude oil, we go to the beginning of 2024. Where is it? Notice the first half of 24 here. You can see it was in a uptrend the entire first half of the year. All right, so going into where we are now, you get very limited trends. Majority of price. I mean, look at what the price has moved from this high to this low here. It's only had a $13 range there. $13 range in a completely different market here. You're looking at roughly $24 there. And then these swings were even greater. They were $25 swings on decent trends. So again, that's why when you're in whatever market you're in, you go back to the AI, you find one that has currently been performing in that current quarter, and then you have it trade that strategy. That's the lovely part about having a database of strategies, is you never have to stick to one strategy. You can always switch up to the most profitable one, which makes it a lot easier to stay on top of how the market's changing. Placeholder for green and red candles. You can technically do it. If you go up to price, trigger placeholders, data set here. So here you go, bar color. You can do bar color here. What you can also do is you can give the docs to GPT or Gemini, and you can say, hey, I need, you can do bar color, you do, open, you do close, you do open, or close is greater than open. Close is greater than open as well, because that means that the close would have been, made it green, right, if it's greater than open. Sadly, you have to have some very basic code knowledge. I'm not a developer, so I have very basic code knowledge, but you got to think of it in those terms for adding more complex ideas like that. Trust me, last night I tried to figure out a way where you could have trade closed after a certain period of time. It's not possible, not on this. So I wish I could have a line of code that said exit open position after 12 hours if no take profit. Like I wish we could add that in there. We could do it with normal Pine script, but like in my opinion, there's not. It's harder to pull the strategy and do all that. Let's go back to what we were doing. Yeah, in the Discord chat, yes. And again, guys, please join it. It's free. Just go to LuxAlgo.com. You'll see it on there. Or type in Google LuxAlgo Discord. Or you can go to discord.gg/Lux. That works too. Whatever you're thinking. But yeah, I would just, it's free. You can send me a message. I'm happy to respond and chat with you. My name's Jacob in the Discord. Okay, we're back to this though. We've been running it up on here. It's been pretty decent. So let's see here. 7 down to 7. That's pretty good. Let's see if we can fix it a little more. So the other thing we notice in these larger drawdown periods, let me see here. Maybe we need Maybe we need a bearish change of character. I feel like that may get too complex. Hyperwave crosses over 50 for long, so we would want a bullish. Maybe here, yeah, let's connect. So if we want to get real complex with this, we can connect the price action concepts indicator. I'm going to pull that up on the chart here. And then what we're going to do is on this back tester, we're going to link that there, which we did. And we're going to apply if we also want there to be a change of character that happened in price action before the trade was placed. This is going to dumb down the amount of trades that are taken for sure, but it's fun to play around with it. So let's see here. Bullish swing, change of character, new swing, new internal. Let's do. I want to double check this. Do we want to do a regular chotch? Yeah, probably. Let's do both. We'll see which one. We'll see which one does better. So we would want a bullish change of character to occur as well. Then, oh, sorry. I'll just make this bearish. Bearish change character here. And then here we'd say and bullish. Then the hyperwave crosses. So let's see. This could nuke the strategy or help us. Let's see. Or only take one trade once a year. There's a lot of things that could happen. It got rid of that drawdown there. So now it's updating the report. Let's see. We may have too many filters at this point. So yeah, this one took a lot less trades, only 16. So this is when you start seeing the trades really dwindle, where you're getting pretty complex on the filters it needs. All right, so far we're here. So far looking good here. Hey, Brad, you can do exit at time, yes, but it can't be exit based on entry time. So what we learned about the longest strategies, what we learned about the longest drawdowns in trade analysis was that majority of the biggest drawdowns were greater than a open trade of 1 day. You can't in the script have it know the entry time and then have it automatically exit after 12 hours from that entry time or a full day after that entry time. I wish it was possible. You can set it up for automation though, but backtesting wise it's a little complicated. So you would have to go into it blind. What we can do, the only workaround is like we said here for, let me pull up, hold on one second. I'll show you guys. Oh yeah, I forget I can share a chat. Okay, hold on. 1 second. I want to show you guys. It's very interesting. Always use AI to help refine strategies, by the way. AI to help refine strategies. Pull the strategies from the LuxAlgo AI, convert it to TradingView, download the trade data, bring it over, start chatting with other ideas, hold trade times. Okay, here. Let me bring this up. Time-based. You can even give it. Let me go back. Here we go. This is good. This is some good-ish right here. There's a lot for gold. We can go over gold ones as well. Our gold strategy is the best performing one so far. It's up to $9,400, around $7K in profit over the past few weeks. Okay. Hold on one second. Where did that go? Here, we'll do this. Give me 1 minute. Okay. Here you go. So this was based on that strategy. Notice if the win rate changes, all right? 100% win rate if it was a trade within that happened with a 6-hour hold. 6 to 12 hours, 87. Look how much this dips. 12 to 24, very small, but more than 24 hours. You're looking at, there was a trade that was over, the largest was 3,000. Here you go. This is another good one. On this, I'm talking about this strategy here. It's not with the 7K drawdown though. And then here, you can see here, less than 1 day, 122 trades, 117 wins and 5 losses, 95% win rate there. This one here, greater than 1 day, 27 trades, 21 wins, 6. Look at this. Total P&L, $35,000. Greater than 1 day, it would have been negative on the trade differences. So the amount that it's losing with more than 1 day is insane. So from that information there, like I was saying, we could technically go in with it blind. And on Traders Post, what you could do is I can write you could get a script that let me think about it now. Well, I guess yeah, so the way you would have to do it is you would have to have a webhook signal from entry get sent to its own workflow that starts a clock. And once that clock would be 12 hours. Once that clock hits 12-hour mark, it sends a signal through Traders Post, another webhook signal that says exit all or exit CL. And then the CL trade, if it has an open trade, it would exit. If it doesn't, it would just fail. That's how it would have to go. Show for gold. XAU or GC? How much drawdown on the gold strategy? It was pretty insane. I could pull it back up. Let me pull up another. I'm going to leave this one up. This one's... That's how you would have to do it, though. For now, at least. I'm probably making... That's the way I think about it, because it is possible. You could just do an N8N or an AI agent that when it gets a signal, it just starts the 12-hour clock, and then it knows at the end of that 12-hour clock to send another signal. Like that, it would just have to be a third-party system. But it would work. It would do great. No problemo. All right. You wanted to do the gold one. The one here that was trading on gold that's been absolutely phenomenal from December when we started it to today. It's up to $4,500, but that's not including the open P&L. So it's up, roughly $7,000. That one specifically we looked over yesterday, which was really solid. It was this strategy here. Let's see. This one. I'm pretty sure. PAC, signals and overlays. It needs the tracer. PAC, signal and overlays, tracer. Got to pull that up. It's using the PAC toolkit. We paste the code in. We can do entire history. We connect the signals and overlays. So this one specifically was the one that we pulled up yesterday. That was quite nice. I don't know if we changed it or not, but it's been absolutely popping off. What am I missing here? Oh, am I a time frame? No. Bearish trendline break. Bullish tracer. Bullish Neo Cloud. I don't have the Neo Cloud up. Here we go. Now we're good. Okay, should pop up in a sec. What am I missing now? I'm missing something else. Or I grabbed the wrong strategy. I think this was the right one. PAC backtester. We had it up yesterday. Bullish Neo Cloud. That was a 5-minute. Bullish tracer, bullish Neo Cloud, long short. Bullish trendline break. We had it up yesterday. Something's off here. What am I missing, gentlemen? What am I missing? Signals and overlays. Let me reset this. Maybe there's a setting in there that I messed up. GC. Did they change the data again on TradingView? Because we had it pulled up yesterday. Maybe I'm pulling up the wrong strategy. That wouldn't make sense though. Let me see, let me make sure this is the right one. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for it to trendline break, trend tracer, Neo Cloud. Trendline break, trend tracer, Neo Cloud. Trendline break, trend tracer, Neo Cloud. Something's not pulling up properly. It needs the tracer, the Neo Cloud. Oh. Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me, brother? We have it on we don't have it on the full trading hours. I was wondering. It's always the quadruple check that you have to make. There it is. Like, what? Why are you messing up? Here we go. Do you read comments when I'm not focused on getting this set up? Is it better in general for every strategy you said the 12 hours after the trade is placed? No, it isn't. It comes down to whatever strategy you're doing. Run the back test over a year. Wait, hold on. I gotta delete this. Run the back test over a year. You got it, brother. 365. There you go. It's outperforming as well. It's beating the buy and hold on gold. This is the one that I posted on TikTok today. It's beating the buy and hold on gold. Look at the micro version as well. Micro one's super solid. I think it was on here, on the 90 days. Let me see the 90 days first. This open trade right now is insane. 1,600 with a 10K P&L for the last 90 days. Let's see the MGC if it's the same on the over the past year. Not bad. Good heavens. I'm sure it's fine since January 24. Let's see. Let's see how it's done since January of 24. Looks like the market kind of started making that crazy move since then. But also, let me go to GC. The strategy was made on GC. Let's go January 24 and see. I trade gold only. Kyle, you want the here? This is the code for it. That's the strategy. Just paste that in. Let's see what it's done since 24. Just because the market now has been ripping, so this works really well in a trending market. This strategy, but the beginning of 24 is when the trend started. So we'll see how it did. But like I always recommend is hot dang. All right. I mean, holy, like rocket ship. This looks like a dang meme coin chart. Let's go further. Let's go further. And my dummy just figured out that you can, there's the 1 ounce contracts. Let's do the beginning of 23. So this is a great example, by the way. This is a great example of look at what this may fail now, because the year from 2023 to 2024, I mean, it should end up positive regardless, just because of how crazy gold's been going. But from 23 to 24, gold was in a massive range, so the market was different then. And, it's when I continue to have this conversation with most people, it's like hard to wrap your head around it. But when you have technology like we have today, especially with the AI, you don't need to worry about how a strategy has traded in the past. Now, granted, over the past year is important, I think. Past year is pretty important. There's it from 23. You can tell that first year was back and forth. But if you look at the price action between where it's been, right? This past year, massive uptrend, right? But if we look at the range for 23, completely different market from 20. Here's the beginning of 23. All right here. Where is it? Right here. Here's the beginning of 23 to the end of 24. For the end of 23, excuse my confusion. Here's our price range for gold from January 23 to January 24. Right. Notice that it went nowhere, and then look at what it's been doing since the beginning of 24. Your strategy is going to have to change. There's a limited amount of strategies out there that are going to work in the same market, or going to work in different markets at all times. Regardless, it doesn't matter who you are on this planet. If you're Goldman Sachs or you're freaking, Bank of America or you're Raymond James, they're constantly changing their algorithms to withstand the current price action or adapt to the current price action. It's the only way to get the biggest edge, right? So that's what you can do with the AI now, is you can find a strategy, and you could just do the 15-minute ones. You could do the 60-minute ones. You could do you can only do those 3 right now. But those will date back to 22, from there. The 5-minute, a lot of them date back to the middle of last year. And then what you can do is from here on the 5-minute, you can bring it into TradingView, and you can further backtest them to see if it's performed since the recent change. Weird sound. essentially, no, you don't have to. You can, 100% have multiple strategies trading at once. I do that with my personal setups, multiple strategies, and see how they do, for one. But, you just need to pay attention to the price action. That's it. Like I said with, and pay attention to drawdown, right? So if you have automation going and you start having a real good success with it for a few weeks, or a month or a quarter or whatever, like the euro, I was explaining this earlier, like with the euro here, if you go to the euro USD on the daily, it's like, price has been pretty much creating the same sized candles. Price has been creating the same size candles for a while. You got a 0.5% candle there, 0.5% candle there, or you can just measure the VIX. But notice here, you got a massive increase because of some news where you're getting a full percent on candles. The minute you see a difference in how price has been, I would recommend shutting that strategy off like immediately. And that's why it's like, it's worth going back and looking at, maybe once a day check-in. I mean, if you truly want full automation where you don't have to look at any of the strategies and you can go do your own thing, I would just recommend setting up automated buying for Bitcoin and then the S&P 500, and then just have your Roth IRA. But if you're like me that's been obsessed with trading since 2018, regardless if you're trading yourself or you're letting a system trade for you, you're going to constantly in your brain be thinking the same thing you've been thinking when you're manual trading. You're like, how can I make it better? I got to check in on these trades. Like, how are they doing? Like, you're never going to be off. You're never going to fully be off the charts because you're going to be so excited about it. But it actually gives you the chance to where you can technically, for a day or for a week, you could just let it go and then you could come back. And it will more than likely be doing the same thing, unless you get a bad timing here. But for months, this did great price action, traded fine. All these strategies that have been trading here, been since October. They've been just in a nice steady curve. Once you have a new max drawdown or something, you can just cancel that strategy. Wait maybe till the price, depending on how the price action is. Or go find another asset to trade since it's settled down or something. Find one that's more settled or it's more in its own range. Still haven't seen a profitable lot. Well, this one that's been trading is up $7,000 in a month and a half. So there you go. If that helps. I'm not the developer. I wish I was that smart. It is Repaint. Hey, no, I'm not going to call a trading view on that one. Are you the developer? No, sorry. You look only on graphs by seeing if it's a good strategy. Look on trades, win rate, and maybe net profit. Why not search directly or filter good graphs with trades or win rate so it looks for the what? I have no idea what you're saying. Graph that's formed the best or even better under all strategies. You can, 100%. But I can go here and I can search. I can just ask the AI, give me your best performing strategy with at least 100 trades. This is probably going to return something ridiculous like soybean futures because their margins are ridiculous. It's going to probably say like 5 million because we do have soybean ones. But you can do that, but here's the difference is a lot of people have certain accounts. So there you go. Soybeans, 9.3 million in profit. You got to have the leverage to hit that. I could say leave out ZS. What was the other one? It's ZS and these three. I'll copy that. We'll go through it again. You can do this, but again, it comes down to leverage and risk tolerance, right? So you're probably going to be specific on what strategy or what asset you want to trade because, you don't like everybody's risk is different. Bro, why do we get so much dang spam? Here you go, Bitcoin. This Bitcoin 60-minute strategy has been the best so far. 60 minutes since 23. So this is another thing I would recommend doing when you're utilizing the AI. You find a strategy that you like, right? Come on here. Grab yourself, like I always say, grab yourself the code, hop on over to your good old pal TradingView, go to BTC USD on Binance. It uses all Binance data. And then we're going to pull up the strategy on TradingView. Backtester oscillator matrix. So this one here. I'm going to go into this. Already doing well. I'm going to reset these settings. Paste this in here. Entire history. It needs the bullish catcher from TradingView. Hyperwave. Okay. It needs the catcher from Signals and Overlays. Sorry. Catcher. It's already on there. Okay, perfect. So now we're going to go to the wait, wrong one. Sorry. We got to connect this one here. One sec. Got to connect this. And then on the Signals and Overlays, we have to enable the catcher. Now, it was on the 1 hour time frame. So we're going to pull this up. Here we go. Hallelujah. All right. So now, right, we know that this Bitcoin strategy, I'm going to say that one, has been trading since 2023 of October. We're going to bring it back over here. Is this since October 20th? Yep. So now what I'm going to do is click this little button here, buy and hold. And look at that. Extremely, extremely outperforming the Bitcoin buy and hold. Now, we can further backtest this as well. Let's do, then this was a pretty good one. This is since 23. Let's go back further, though. Let's do 2020 and go through the COVID days and see. But again, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. It's been performing since 23. It's 2026. It's been doing great. As long as the price action and roughly Bitcoin continues the cycle it's been doing, I need to update this. Then it's gonna be just fine. Like as long as Bitcoin doesn't get nuked overnight from a nuclear war or something, it's gonna continue the path it's been on. You just got to pay attention to how the market's trading. This one's done pretty good, though. Let's see buy and hold on this now. Still outperforming. Since 2020, let's see. When did it get? So beginning of 23 is when this specific trend started. So yeah, that 2020 price action nuked it. So you get any crazy volatility like 2020, then you're going to get some little bit of back and forth. Inevitably made its nice move there. So as long as we don't go into a recession and all suffer, we're going to be just fine. Either way, still did very well since 23. So we would take that any day of the week. Let's go to the beginning of 23 though. Let's see. Which would be right there. You go. So it's been doing great. If we go to the last 90 days, let's see. You can use these strats with prop firms, yes. Last 90 days, been great. Let's just do the last year. So this is a really good strategy to trade Bitcoin, like long-term 60-minute holding trades. Maybe I'll set that up on a crypto account. And we'll just let it run and then come back later. But again, you can explore any time frame you want, right? 5 minute, or not any time frame you want. Sorry, I should be more clear on that. 5 minute, 15 minute, or 60 minute. 60 minutes going to give you further back tests already on the LuxAlgo AI website. It's going to give you ones that have been a few years. 1 hour is going to usually give you about 2 years. It's 10,000 bars, I think. That, again, we just launched this back in November. So there's going to be a lot of things that change in the upcoming months. For now, these back tests are running weekly. And they're running, I think it's it's either 20,000 bars or 10,000 bars based on the time. So that will eventually change for sure. But hopefully change. But for now, it helps you find the best performing strategies in today's market. Romania, bro. What's up? Appreciate it. That's so cool. Thanks for joining. Can we create a strategy based on previous weekly high, previous weekly low range, where to enter, breakout failure? So, Mohammed, technically, yeah, you can. When you bring it into trading view, that's when you would do it. You can do it with some strategy scripting. But let's think about this. Let's think about the CL strategy. Because I'm curious. We're about to have a drawdown. This was the 7K. Let's tweak it a little bit. So going back to tweaking state, once you find a strategy you like, and you bring it over, hold on, this was another one on YM. Signals and overlays on slide matrix. Let's do the YM one. This was another one on YM that had a decent win rate on the 5 minute. It was the signals and overlays back tester. Okay. What else did it say? Oscillator matrix. Did it need anything with the oscillator matrix? Strong bearish conflict. No. Okay, so I just needed it connected. Let's see if this one got nuked recently or not. All right. The good old YM. All right. It's picked up a little bit. This one's had that heavier drawdown. Let's see how this did. 31. Yeah, this one's had some decent. Where was the 7K drawdown? I guess right here. It was back-to-back losers. Somewhat. Okay, let me go now to change this really quick. I'll get rid of these. What indicators you recommend for day trading? Probably price action concept and the oscillator matrix. Those two. Oscillator is really good for swing trading. Price action concepts, probably. Let's see how this one did over the past year. So this one had an opposite trend, and then August. From August 25, it did good. But again, yeah, this one a little different just because the YM and a lot of these major indexes, they jump all over the map. So far, the CL one's been the best one that's had that. I think it's because it's utilizing it's actually trying to follow trend for the most part. You know what? Hold up. Wait a minute. Let's try this. I like that idea. I like that idea. Hold on. It's following trend. It's following trend. Hold on. These likes to follow the trend. Oscillator placeholder. I need to go down to that's price action. Hold on. Signals and overlays right here. I want to do the trend. Trend strength trending again. Helped us out a bit. Let's see if we add that on the end. Then and. What does this give us? We're getting nuked on this one. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, that doesn't look good. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe. No, we're still in that drawdown here. Yeah, no. So that one doesn't work. Go back. Take a step back. Take a step back. All right, let's think about this again. Think about this again. So this takes a trade when there's a bullish confirmation during a bearish catcher, and the money flow is above 50, which means that it has the bearish flow. Bearish flow is above 50. Sorry, money flow above 50, which is bullish money flow. That's for longs. So it's kind of this. Wait a second. Hold on. Okay. It's short here. Where's the last long? I need to bring up the confirmation signals. Give me a second. Confirmation plus exits. Shows how to download the CSV file. Yeah, so once you bring it into trading, at some point, hopefully we allow that as well. List of trades. You can download it to the right-hand side right here. Okay. Hold on. All right, so Okay, hold on. I want to see the last long. Scripted long. There's a lot of scripted shorts. Scripted long, scripted short. Are you telling me this thing only takes short trades? What's going on here? Excuse me. Okay, here we go. Here's a long. I was about to say. Oh. I was wondering what was going on. Still doesn't. Oh, wait. Okay. So the long scenario here, what needs to happen for a long to be taken is this exact. Hold on. This exact process. So bullish confirmation. Bang, right here. Bullish confirmation. All right. Next up, it also has to be during a bearish catcher. There's your bearish catcher right there. Okay. Next up, money flow has to be above 50. So green there, green money flow. And then we're entering the trade when it crosses back over 50. So right here, bang, cross over 50, enter that trade for the long. Okay. What if we switched out? Hold on. What if we switched out the... No, that wouldn't work. I was going to say the money flow cross. We can add money flow cross. Money flow cross here. Script along there. So it gives it a little bit of time before it takes that entry. In that case. Confluence meter. I tried that last night. It didn't really. The meter didn't help. I thought maybe. But it's because this thing is kind of trying to catch the bottom and tops of trends. And like when they kind of consolidate. Hold on. Maybe we add the ranging. Try that. Let's add ranging to it. I would be surprised if this helped at all, but we could see. Any strats running right now? Yes, we have some gold ones going. And this one, holla at me. Oh, it's still going. That gold one's been nuts. Now, our best performing one is this gold one. It's up around $7,000. Yes! Let's go! Okay. We just popped that up $4,000 and we dropped the, wait, no. Did we? Yeah. We were at 7. Right? Let me double check. Now I don't remember. We jumped it. Pretty sure we did. Yeah, the meter can be weird. It may help in a different place. To be honest. May help it. Yeah. So we increased it by roughly 4,000+ and then decreased this by roughly 1,000. That's money. That's money. We're getting somewhere now. Let's see the trade difference. 155 trades. You can even see the structure. This looks way more solid. 155 trades. 150. Hold on. Come on. 156 trades. It actually added a trade. So what I added there was it being the trend strength was ranging. But after the first, so this has to happen first, and then this has to happen. So the hyperwave needs to be crossing over 50. So this little middle line needs to be crossing over 50 when it's in a ranging market. The only difference, though, is the win rate did go down, but overall profitability went up, and we tweaked about $500 off of that there, which is pretty good. Let's go to today, though. Yeah. So this is the other thing I wanted to see. Dang. I get why it took this short. That's a fluke for sure. This could be also something that you look at yourself. Let's see if that occurred on any others. Hold on. Let's see if that occurred on any on the other big drawdowns, like this one. Let's see. This took a short here. Yeah, that didn't really occur on that one. But so there's so many steps this takes to take a trade. Let me think here. This short, bearish confirmation, which was this. Bullish catcher, which is that. Money flow below 50. That sucks. It was barely below 50. Oh, the other thing I added was this. Hold on. The other thing I added was overflow. That was it. Ooh. Hold on. That might be the cake. Because overflow would negate that trade. Overflow would negate that trade. Where are you? Overflow would negate it. Money flow above. Wait, where was it? New bullish overflow on a new bullish. Okay. Let's try this one first. New bullish overflow. That could be it too. So hyperwave crosses. This is probably gonna kill the amount of trades. So the hyperweight has to be crossing when there's bearish. Maybe we don't say new. We just say when there is bullish and bearish overflow. That would make more sense because that specific trade there, this one here that had that large drawdown. Oh, Lord. Hopefully that didn't just... Why would that have entered that trade? I would be in a different trade there. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, we're getting nuked. Gosh dang it. Got nuked on that one. Holy cow, that was insane. Insane difference. All right, we get that one. Gosh dang it. Just when you're trying, you think you're onto something, you create another bug. Oh man. But see, that makes sense though. It's because it would negate any of them that have these little guys in the middle there. So what we could do to help with that as well is on the... Would that fix? On the oscillator. Let me see. On the oscillator, we can actually change the sensitivity of the money flow here. But I don't know. Let's see if I were to change this to like 50. Does it ask to set up the report there? I was trying to change it. Like, I'm just going to make a ridiculous... It's just, yeah, hold on. Do I have to reset this? Let me just update this and see. Will this change it is the question. Yeah, those two trades that it took there, man, were based were these little snippets, which is lame. Oh. Wait. Okay. That it did adjust, but I don't think it's not worth the adjustment. I don't think it's going to change much unless we did less, but let me reset this. Reset. Man really wants to see it with the confluence meter. I'm happy to look at it for you. We can do it. Let's do it. Why not? Why not? I haven't done it in this combination, so let's do it. So I'm thinking then this and that, so we're gonna do it with the confluence meter as well. Let's start off by doing strong bullish confluence. And then we can do the opposite where it's weak. Bearish. The only issue of this is it might kill the amount of trades, but we'll see. Oh no. Wait, okay. Is he onto something? Is he onto something? Ah. Yeah, so it killed the amount. The trades got knocked off. Let's just so many filters now. Let's do this now. Let's do the week. So that'd be week bullish for shorts. And then week bearish for longs. Try that. Gold on Monday is going to keep going up, I think. I'm not going to let it stop going up, to be honest. Oh, dude, we went up to 70. It's ripping. Dang. Yeah, it just kills the trades, man. It kills the trade amount. Now we're getting really into it. This is why the AI is nice to have, because so what we're doing here, think about that's what the AI is doing. That's what this AI does in the background. So it's just taking all these combinations and continuing to make them it's continue to backtest them, and then I give you the best strategy. Sorry, I'm thinking. I wonder. I can't remember. Can you do 1 second? Operators. Or, yeah. Okay. You know what? We may be able to. Okay, so close. So if this went from ranging to trending, hold on, I might be onto something. I don't know if this will listen. I don't know if this is how it works. There's so many different things you can do. Our developers probably like, Jacob, what the heck are you doing, bro? All right, I need to get this like slow, crappy music off. The AI, you can try it out for free right now at luxalgo.com/chat. Again, guys, if you've enjoyed the stream and have had fun with me, like trying to build out the best strategies, I got the original CL strategy here that we're tweaking a bit. This strategy here that we've been tweaking to make a little better via the backtester, I got from the LuxAlgo AI. So you'll see on here there's 10 plus million strategies being backtested in real time using LuxAlgo premium features. So essentially here you can, if you want, there's several ways you can do it. You can start with this as a baseline and then bring it into TradingView and build out whatever strategy you're thinking. Or you can just utilize alerts from the AI as well. But right now is the best time, because we just launched this in November. Now is the best time to sign up for the ultimate plan. I would recommend getting the yearly because it is 50% off, and you get it for the year. We have a bunch of updates coming that are going to make it 10 times better. Like, I'm so excited for the next update and get to play with it on here, because there's some really cool things we're going to be able to probably develop and find strategy-wise. And comparison is the super exciting part. But you'll notice for the premium yearly, it's $311. For the ultimate yearly, it's $360. You're paying $50 more to get the ultimate. You get all the toolkits and the AI, where you can either set up automation from the AI if you want via webhook alerts, or you can use it as a baseline to bring in the strategies to trade here, like I'm doing right now with this. Now, what I wanted to do here was have this exit all if it switched to trending. It might kill some of ours that hit profit, but the goal is to get it out if it's in a. So let's see if that works at all. And the goal is to like eliminate any of these longer ones. So let's see if this gets exited. It did. Please work. Oh, please. Oh, please work. Dang it. Completely nukes it. Oh, that sucks. Okay. We were onto something there. We were onto something. It's just not. It just affects all the other ones. Yeah, I had a feeling because it can switch pretty quickly. All right. We're headed in the right direction. Hold on. Let's try this one. Let's just, at this point, we're just having fun with it now. I appreciate that, King. Squad. Would this have exited? Doesn't look like it. Maybe? No. Okay. Okay. So exit. Okay. This, I should have thought about this earlier. Because this could work really well, actually. So let me think here. This current trade hit a short. It's in that drawdown. Took a short here. Wait, why did it script a short? Oh, that's when it crossed. So if this flips there. Okay. Hold on one sec. Exit long. Stop loss. Let me do. I'm going to search something real quick. Make sure that's right. Okay. So, guys, remember the docs has an AI assistant in there, and you can chat with that as well to get understanding. Let's see if it can do the 12 hours. Oh, man. If you're known time frame, you could potentially calculate bars on a 1 hour chart. 12 bars equals 12 hours. But this would require bars since entry placeholder, which isn't documented. No! Man, I thought we were onto something there. Okay. We're getting somewhere. We've already gotten to a pretty good spot so far. But I can do exit. I want to exit short if it's equal to the what's the next thing? Let me go back to placeholders here. That catcher, the catcher switch. Catcher, where you at, dog? Catcher. Bearish Neo, switch bullish Neo, switch bearish Neo, switch bullish catcher. So longs if it switches to a bearish catcher. Let's see what this does. Exit short. Confirmation exit or this. That should, yeah. I don't think it'll do anything else. I could be killing myself here. And now we're going to do at exit long. Confirmation or switch bullish. Oh. We're jumping around now. What two indicators am I using? This one is utilizing the... I had PAC connected, but it's just the oscillator right now and the signals and overlays. Yeah, that negated that trade, but it didn't really do much for the rest of it. Let's go back. All right, let's see. We're going to get... Okay, so we have it on confirmation exit still for exit long and short. Let's make sure that's calculating properly back to what we had. But we're going to think about this one again. Can I do... Hold on. It has... That could be a good one. I gotta double check. Ask question. Is there a bearish and bullish confirmation exit placeholder? Utilize the doc assistant, man. It helps. Yes, nice. Confirmation exits. Okay, exit long equal confirmation exits. Exit short. These placeholders let you exit trades based on built-in confirmation, contrarian exit signals. Yeah, I know that. True on new exit. Exit buy. True on new exit buy signal. Exit sell. Exit buy. Okay, hold on 1 second. Exit sell. That would be a exit. Crap. Hold on. Yeah, boys. There we go. Okay. Because look here. This entered a short here, and then it flipped into a trend, but we have this exit signal right here. So if we can get a cut off on that loss there, that could maybe save us. Okay, we're trying to get some saves here. Exit buy. True on new. That would be an exit buy. So for shorts, short or exit buy. Let's see if that does it. Appreciate it. Can you please test my strategy? I don't know what your strategy is, man. Please tell me that's gonna give me that there. Probably not. I don't think that doesn't sound right to me. Exit buy. Come on, TradingView. TradingView. That did nothing. Okay, didn't think so. Okay, let me think here. Let me go back to the placeholders again. True and confirmation based exit condition is matched true and contrarian. I wonder if this would be good flipped. Let's see. If we did contrarian. We do one or the other. I don't think so, but it's worth a try. Because if you flip it to contrarian, yeah, that wouldn't really work. Now we want it to... Oh, you know what else we could do that could work? That didn't really do much. Another one we can, like I said, if you brought up the price action concepts, okay, we got scripted short. If it hits a, let's start with BOS, or a bullish BOS or a bearish BOS. We'll do that now. That's probably a good sign because we need it to go lower regardless or higher. So that should work as well, or bring the price action concepts in. Price action concepts is connected. So for the longs here, for short, we would need bullish BOS. That could work. PAC. Goodness gracious. I always forget how many placeholders there are for the back tester. Guys, there's got to be, like, it's crazy the combinations in here. Bullish, 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 BOS. Where you at? Bullish BOS. Bullish BOS. I could type it out. Don't get mad at me. I know I could type it. Shut it. I copy paste. Bearish. Okay. That should exit it here. Should exit it there. Come on. Okay, that didn't. Why you no work? Oh. Because of the dang space. Still not looking good. Hey, you turd. That's not right either. Excuse me. Exit short. Confirmation exit or bullish. Did you see? Bullish trend. Bullish OB exited. Maybe a bearish OB. Bearish. That doesn't make any sense either. That should work there. True when a bullish breakout structure occurs. Let me do exit all. No, I can't. Or bullish BOS. Do I have it linked? That should exit that there. I have it linked properly. Price action concepts. Yo, Sesame, I appreciate it, man. I'm not the developer, but I will pass on the good word. Right now, we're playing with the strategies that we've pulled from the LuxAlgo AI. Exit short, confirmation exit, or bullish BOS. Yeah, it should exit right there. I got something off there. When it's in a short, scripted short, it should exit on this if it occurs. It should exit right here. Shouldn't make adding up there. I'm gonna start this over. Let me just put this on close again. And then I'm going to reset this as well. Goodness gracious. Let me reset. No, stop. Why are you doing that to me? Okay. You trying to piss me off? Thank you. Okay, now I'm going to connect. Connect it. It should make the exit if that happens there. The BOS. Didn't change. I'm missing something then. What am I missing? Whoa. How about buy and sell flags 3s and 4s? Maybe. I was trying to figure out why that's not letting it go through. Let me just do it this then. One of the strategies we got from the LuxAlgo AI we're doing some further testing on. It was this one that had a 96% win rate, which is nuts over the past year. But we're refining it a bit. I'm trying to bug fix why this thing's being weird. I don't get that one, to be honest. I know what we messed up there. We're trying to refine a little bit of the downside. These trades that go over a day and a half. The next thing we could do is a bullish. Hold on. Once a bearish. New bearish. Order block. If we new VN exited that. Strategy scripting. Placeholders. Market data placeholders. Let me go back. Bullish chotch, bearish chotch, bullish BOS, bullish trend, bullish trend. Bullish order block exited. Exit bullish order block. IFEG exited. Volume imbalance mitigated. Opening gap. Opening gap mitigated. Trendline break. Liquidity grab. I thought we had a mitigated order block. Price exits a bullish order block. And price structure trend is bearish. Let's do this. Let's do the trend here. See if this one works. I don't think there's one strategy that's the best. I think it's what you should do is constantly find new strategies that work with the AI. That is the best way to go about it because the price action is constantly changing. Exit long when there's confirmation exits or bearish trend. Same with this for the bullish one. Please update, please, for the price action. Otherwise, I don't know it's not linked properly or something. I think it could be. I think it could be because of the because what this calculation would be based on the back tester itself. I think that's probably what it is. So what we could do. This is what we could do. For those of you that don't know. We could do a custom alert. So in this case here, I could go to signals and overlays. And I want a custom alert every time there is a trend strength. Wait, that's signals and overlays. Sorry. Price action concept. Goodness gracious. I want to have an alert every time there is a bullish market structure. Any internal. Wait, no. Any internal chotch, any internal bearish chotch, internal bullish BOS, internal bearish BOS. Sorry, I'm trying to. So, and this is also giving me. I can't do any BOS. Uptrending internal. When is this flag? Okay, this is uptrending here. During that uptrending zone. That's interesting, actually. in these zones. So you wouldn't take a short when there's bullish structure. You could do that. Internal bullish. Any internal bullish. That one's just being weird with me. Can you access the stuff you're using right now? Yes. LuxAlgo.com. You can you're gonna get the ultimate plan. You get access to the AI here. I would recommend getting the sale now because this year, for one, it's $50 more to get the ultimate versus the premium on the yearly. The monthly, you're gonna get bent over. I would not recommend getting the monthly. So, if you're willing to make a slight investment, again, I know a lot of you pay $360 for an instant funded account. But from the nice part about getting the ultimate plan is you get access to the AI, and then you get access to this whole backtester system that we have. And from here, you can develop strategies like this that you can set up to automatically trade for you. That's what's crazy. Again, that sale is going to be done in by the end of the month. Exit buy on a new exit buy signal. Exit buy. A new exit buy. I don't even know what that is. There's so many placeholders. We've added so many placeholders over the years. There's just like we have like thousands of them now. Yeah. So why? Playing the Blue Cross. Yeah, so why in the heck we did that? Maybe we can't get that fancy with it. It's probably like negating. It's probably being opposite. That's what I thought. That's what I thought it was. Let me go back and do that again. Exit buy. So for the short, confirmation exits or exit buy. Confirmation. Oh, you know what you can do? I can do this. Go to here. I'm not one of the developers, so this is where I'm you guys on this, unless a lot of you are probably smarter than me. See if I would have had to do something different. Small issue. Oh, hold on. Relax. Wait a second. The exit buy is a bullish exit signal. Blue cross used exit long positions at profit. Wow. Sales patient. Yeah, I know that. Well, I want it to exit. I want to use the or exit buy as a stop loss if it doesn't go the right way. Let's see. Aha. I see. I see why now. Okay. So those are designed for profit, not stop loss. You don't have to do this extensive backtesting, no. With this strategy here, we just do it for fun. Oh, I'm doing it for fun. all these strategies, this one here, I hear on gold, all I do is I have an alert set up for it. I just, found this gold strategy with the AI. I have an alert set up. It's been trading on this account, and it's done like $7,000 in like less than a month. Like you don't have to get this crazy. It's just fun to do. So 4,500 has an open 1,500 trade right now, but this is just to add on more to it. You can that just showing. How about the exit triangles? Well, that's what we're doing right here is these guys. But what we could maybe do is takes a short, and then if it has. That could be it. Let me try this. Backtester, backtester. That it would still probably screw it up. I mean, we could do bullish confirmation or any. Is it bullish confirmation any? Hold on. We could even do it this way too. This might be the way to do it. Bullish confirmation any. That's what it is. Any. And then here would be bearish. Let's see. So essentially, it would be if it took it's taking a short here, and then it flips and gets a new bullish confirmation. There you go. It'll exit that short. I don't know how well that's gonna do though, because because of the lower sensitivity, I could really mess with it. We could do this as well. Hold on. Oh. Bullish confirmation. Normal bullish confirmation turns strong. We could do confirmation plus here. All right, guys, I'm only going to be on for another 20 minutes, and we'll be back Monday. Bullish confirmation plus, and then here we'll do bearish. So this would be only if it's strong, if it does a strong change. So this should stay where it's at. Yeah, I didn't really change much. All right. Yeah, we're kind of hitting a roadblock here. You can use it on Android and iOS. Yes, sir. What about the exit triangles or the dots in the oscillator? Yeah, possibly. Let's see. I was thinking the divergences as well. If there's a bearish divergence. Let me see here. You know what? I think I know, brother. I know what we can do. I think I know. Okay. What could work here? So the final entry for this is when the hyperwave crosses, right? When it crosses down or up is when it takes its entry. So what we could do is that on the exit short, if it doesn't hit a confirmation signal, but it reverses and that hyperwave crosses back over for shorts, it exits. If it crosses back under for longs, it exits. So then that way, this one here, notice it when it makes these little weird dips like this, it would cut it off. Let's try that. That's probably a good one. So I don't even need to come back in here. So this would be hyperwave crosses for, if it crosses over, it would be for shorts to exit. And it crosses under would be for longs to exit. Let's try that. So like this here would negate this false move. So it'd probably exit right there. And it would only go with ones that are going there. Oh, come on. Dang, every single time. Every single time you had those tighter positions. You're trying to find that one little niche that would help eliminate some of those losses. Well, it's hard, though, because the losses are just so... And I don't even want to... So it needs to be stretched. We need to give it more time. That's what it's coming down to. We need to give it more time before exits. Like, it needs to exit somewhere here instead of holding for as long as it is. So maybe we do... I don't even know if that'll work. That'll be weird. Let me just try a divergence. That's the next one that's up. Bullish divergence, bearish divergence, and bullish divergence. So it exits short when it gets a bearish divergence or a confirmation, and then same for the bullish. This is very... This could be just a one-off thing here. Because it exited there, which is better. But it gave it more time. Okay. We're heading in the right direction. What's up, man? How you doing? We are the Trading View people, yes. You know, you gave me an idea there. Hold on. Yeah, it would be interesting to do if this went short and then it would just it could reverse the trade, or it had a then. So if it was in a short, then this happened, it would reverse the trade. If you entered a short, but it failed right away, it could reverse if let's see. When you enter long while in a short position, or combine your original conditions. Long equals confirmation buy or exit buy. If short fails, reverse to long on exit buy signal. Yeah, that would get pretty complex. Let's bring this off again. I think we're on our way. The next thing could be, I don't think this will help, but it's worth obviously looking. Cross over 80, cross under 20. I think we can add even more advanced to that. The oscillator dots here. You can use that. Oh, you're talking about these? The ones on the hyperwave or the ones on the reversals? You can do those dots. So exit short, crossover 80, yeah. Let's try this. Really? Are you LuxAlgo? Yes. We are LuxAlgo, sir. Yeah, man, we're just getting ripped apart here. We're starting to hit a dead end. I got, how much longer I got? I got 10 minutes. Let's go look at the other one as well, the other big drawdown. I think we're getting somewhere. We're getting close. We're so close I can smell it. The time base would be probably the best in my opinion. We need something that would negate it. Like further off. Did we do the money flow switch? If the money flow switches back. Backtester. I don't even know on this one either. That money flow didn't switch. Let me go to another successful trade. Here. That money flow never switched. Maybe we try that. Let's try that next. Money flow cross over 50. So if it goes in a short, the short has to have money flow below 50. So if this crosses back over 50, it would take that exit as well. If this crosses back under 50, it would also take an exit. Let's try that. And then this here, it should negate this scenario. Yeah, so it exited here when it crossed back over. Yeah, still killing some of those other ones. Gosh. It needs more time. We got to get it to cut off. Needs more time. Maybe overflow. Maybe overflow. Let's try that. We're gonna keep trying new things till we get it. Try new things till we get it. Start new bullish overflow. Try that. Confirmation exits or crossover. New bullish overflow. New bearish overflow. Broski, I lost 30K. Any advice on how I can use the AI you're using? First off, you said you lost 30K. That makes me think that you over-risked yourself. So you need, whatever you use next, you need to pull back that risk big time. If you lost, because that seems more like losing it over. Okay. That was a little better. That's the best progress we've had there. Dots, both wave and overbought, sold zones. You revenge traded. Yeah, that's the nice part about having an AI like this is you can have it trade the strategy. Reversal signal dots. Yeah. Those could work too. But you can have these strategies trade. Like this one specifically, this account has been trading gold. I haven't had to touch it. It just trades by itself. And it's been doing phenomenal. It's up $7,000 in like a month. And has outperformed gold too. But that's just using the AI to help me find profitable strategies. And then we take those strategies that we find here and we pull them into TradingView, and then we play with them a little bit. Like we're trying to help this drawdown a little bit. In my personal opinion, we technically don't really have to, but we're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. This thing, that strategy specifically, has gone pretty crazy. That there, maybe major reversal signal. That could maybe be it. Let's try that one on the oscillator. Oversold bullish hyperwave signal. On new oversold bullish hyperwave signal. regular, and then this was, I'm assuming this what this one is. That'd be this right here. Overbought bearish hyperwave signal, or oversold bullish hyperwave signal. So it would have been here. Ah, see. Why is that? We're climbing. We're climbing in the right direction. We are noticing, though, it has to be something that cuts off a trade over a little bit of time. I appreciate that, by the way, Market Strike. Thanks, man. You know what another one could be? That's gracious. Money flow above 50. Overflow, bullish overflow. Bullish divergence, strong bullish confluence. Money flow crosses over 50. Yeah, we don't have this specific one. Overflow, bullish overflow. If bullish overflow is active. Okay. No biggie. Let's pull on, hold on. Let's see the trend tracer. Yeah, that doesn't help. Let's see. Let's see the reversal zones. Four minutes. Reversal zones. Price crosses over. If closing price crosses over lower reversal zones, a resistance 1. If closing price is above, closing price is above the lower, closing price crosses over lower. This is fine. Wait for short. See if that changes anything. So it exited there. That one's been better than most, that adjustment. But for now, nothing yet. All good. Okay. For now, we're going to call that. I'm going to leave this here like this. I'm going to make sure I have a screenshot of this. Hold on. This one here, exit all conference, then hyperwave crossover 50. Let me make sure this is the right one. think so. This is what got it down, right? It sure can, Emilio. Does the initial investment amount impact your profit percentage when you start training? Yeah, it just depends what you put in. If we have this trade in micros, it would only be $3,000, $3,500, and then a $660 drawdown. This is the best we've had so far. Okay, so I'm going to take a screenshot of this one. Make sure we have it. But we're going to leave it there, my friends. This is the best one we've come up with so far when it comes to replicating it back onto trading. This one's been really good. Essentially, one micro, $3,500, $6,600. Or, sorry, $3,500, $662 in drawdown. So, obviously, you could have this trade, 3 micros if you wanted, have it be okay. Like I said, if you find any of that streak like this that do well, this one, and the other thing I didn't really look at is this one technically has less of a streak, but it has done pretty good. These drawdowns are a little bigger than what we've seen. The original, which I think we got rid of, it was these. The original here actually had the drawdowns were a little less, the open drawdowns, but that one does better in the long run. There you go. So the open drawdowns have been a little better on these. But yeah, not too shabby. So yeah, when it would be one of those differences between this here, you'd probably have it trade to pass props, like high risk, pass them. Once you're in the account, you switch it to very low risk, and you have it just run up multiple accounts. A lot of fun things you can do. From there, you could literally automate it to auto trade onto your broker. So pretty cool. All right, guys, happy Friday. I hope you have a good weekend. I will see you guys back on Monday, hopefully. If you're interested in the AI, you're interested in those back testers that we were just doing here, where you can literally customize how a strategy works, and from here set up alerts for full automation. Like I have this trading on a MT4 account through Oanda. It's trading the Euro USD in a nice trade here. I have it also trading into Tradovate, fully automated. Don't have to touch it. All these strategies were birthed, crazy thing to say, but all these strategies started from LuxAlgo's AI at luxalgo.com/chat. You can send alerts here for that automation, or you can replicate any of these strategies into TradingView like I was just showing you on here. You can just bring them in, you paste in the script strategy. But yeah, from here, you can pretty much do anything. At some point, it's going to get even more advanced this year. This platform is going to look way different in a few months than you're seeing right now. It's going to get really crazy. So I would recommend to get that 50% off for the year, because the updates that are coming on the AI are going to be insane. So get ready. I don't know if this will ever be back down to 360. I'm not in charge of that. But I know that right now we're trying to get a lot of users. I mean, guys, the premium is $311 for the year. We're literally giving you the ultimate for $50 more. So we're trying to get a good bit of users so we can get feedback and, figure out the best way to further develop the AI. And also, I would love for you guys to join, because then we can chat in the AI chat on Discord, and we can build out combinations like this and find really good strategy. Next week, I think what we're going to do is we're going to set up this crude oil one to potentially trade some Apex accounts, see if we can pass a few very quickly, and then have them just trade by themselves with low risk. High risk to pass, low risk to not to maintain. It's pretty much would be the end goal for those. But yeah, again, if you do sign up with that, you have till the 31st. make sure you join the Discord. Regardless, join the Discord. Send me a message like this guy did here. My name's Jacob in the chat. I'm happy to talk to you about it. It is a free Discord, other than like this ultimate area. It is a free Discord. Feel free to ping me in there. Happy to talk to you about whatever you want. But yeah, this year's going to be nuts, especially for the AI front. So thanks for tuning in, and yeah, get that discount. Lastly, the other thing you can do that's really cool if you want to look for prop firm-based strategies, go to LuxAlgo.com, go to resources, click prop firms here. You can actually get the best deals on prop firms, but what's really cool about our prop firm page is we actually have suggested strategies. So like, you know, if you're an FTMO trader or futures trader or whatever, you can actually click on the prop you want, go to strategies here, and you can see a bunch of strategies that actually fit their rules. This is going to get really advanced. This is pretty basic right now, but this will get really advanced as well. You can also kind of explore strategies on here already if you want, without having to pay for anything. But again, if you, or as well, for the best discounts, use the code LUX at any of your favorite prop firms. But yeah, go check that out. It's pretty cool. That's absolutely free, and you can kind of browse some strategies there. Resources and prop firms. Besides that, the automation platform I'm using is Traders Post. Right now, I think we're the only ones that have a discount. I mean, unless other affiliates do, but yeah, they don't even have a live discount going. If you use the code LUX at Traders Post, this is for automating Tradovate. This isn't for automating Forex. I will go over the Forex automation soon, but for automating like Tradovate and really any of the your favorite prop firms, you would do it through here. If I go to brokers here, you can see all the available prop firms that you can connect to. You can automate through all of these, but use code LUX there to get your discount. That's what facilitates the trades, from whether sending it from TradingView or from our website. You can send them either way, so you can send them via webhooks here as well. So go check that out. If you're even more interested about the full automation setup, if you go to our YouTube channel at LuxAlgo, automate futures right here, that video will show you the full from start to finish. I'm going to do one for Forex soon and for crypto. But that one right now kind of gives you the gist, and I go over prop firms at the end as well. I know everybody's into the whole prop firm thing right now. So I would recommend, though, you know, if you can afford it, just deposit your own funds and have a little fun with it. Like I'm trying to build out this portfolio. We have open trades right now, but I put 1,000 in. We ran it up to about $1,500, and then I mistakenly changed the strategy and upped my risk, and we ended up having like 2 trades in a row that was like $200 losses. So that was my fault. But again, you can utilize like some of those strategies that have been profitable since like 23 or like 22, and have a nice little growth account with the AI if you want. I'm just trying to find the best performing strategies. We discovered yesterday we can actually trade gold here, so we're gonna have a gold strategy continue to trade on this. But yeah, this CL one's been cooking us. Hopefully we can. I don't know why it hasn't reversed yet, but ME6 is saving us on that CL. So hopefully that CL comes back on next week. But we'll see how that goes into this. But you'll see me slowly start to build out which strategies I use for that. But for now, this we're going to try next week with the prop firm. So yeah, go check all those links out, guys. If you're on YouTube, they're in the description of the live stream or just in the description on any of those videos. But I appreciate you tuning in, and I will see you on Monday. If you are in the Discord, we're probably going to do a Discord stream here soon as well to go over like some sandboxing with the strategies. So thanks, man. And yeah, have a good weekend, guys. If you are in the South like me, be safe out there. It's about to snow. Hopefully we don't lose power. We don't have any of the cold winter issues with what's it called? With electricity or just heat and everything. Man, that would suck. All right, guys. So maybe we'll be back on Monday. It'll depend on how this winter storm goes. All right, guys. Have a good weekend. Peace.